Righty then, Europa League semi-final time. The game we have all been waiting for, the last big test of Manchester United's season, and Athletic Club, as they're officially known, not really Athletic Bilbao, should not be taken lightly in the slightest. This is a tough ask for us, and it isn't really a trademark Athletic side either. They have been missing some big names. There is a chance that some of those could be back for this, but they are doing all right, to be fair. They have got 5 games remaining in La Liga. They are 4th in the league, and they've caused some pretty major disruptions, actually, in big games this year. So you've got to take them very, very, very seriously. And they don't always beat the best, but they almost certainly make it very, very tough for them. Sancet is the top scorer. He picked up an injury recently against Las Palmas. He's got a minor muscle injury, so there's a chance he could be back probably for the second leg. Also, Nico Williams' status remains to be seen. I've seen some websites suggesting he might be available, some suggesting he won't be available. I hope he's not available, because out of the 2 Williams brothers, he's the one at the moment that's on form. I mean, to be fair, both of them are better than what United have got. But, you know, Nico being available is a problem for us if he plays and if he's fit. Also, Valverde will speak to the press after I've recorded this, so any updates on those 2 players will likely, you know, not make my edit. We just got to hope that they're not going to be available, because it's a problem. Licht's return is seemingly imminent. Ahmad is back training, but I would be surprised if he even make the first leg. I think targeting the second leg would make more sense. Delo is going to be out for the season, as is Joshua Zirkzee. So in terms of injuries, you know, I think that's where we're going to be at. I think I've got United 11 in mind, and we'll talk on that a little bit later on. But how does Valverde set these up? And obviously, it's not going to be what we have seen with them in the past with Bielsa. Hell of a side that was that we played. But they are still very much about high energy pressing and quick transitions. They've almost made that a part of the Basque identity of how they play. They've been extremely tough to beat at home. 6 consecutive Europa League wins, 4 clean sheets in their last 6 home games. The way United score goals, do not expect them to go and stick it on Bilbao in Bilbao. That's just not going to happen. And he's deploying a side that has got discipline, but it's got absolutely lethal pace in attack. And he's made them very, very unpredictable in La Liga. And he's making them a very formidable side for anybody to match up against, you know, whether that's in Europe or domestically as well. And Valverde's personal experience with Athletic Club as a player, he did 6 seasons, and as a coach he's had 2 previous spells, give him a real understanding of what this club is all about, and his knowledge has brought probably him creating a team on par with that Bielsa team. Incredibly tough to beat, very creative, exciting to watch, and, you know, like I said, on par with that great Bielsa Athletic Club side that we saw 13, 14 years ago, whenever it was. Now, tactically, they rotate between a 4-3-3, which is very dynamic, very fluid, sometimes looks like a 4-2-4, or what you'll probably recognise as being very much a baseline 4-2-3-1 sort of structure. But there are shifts that occur. When the team pushes forward, you'll sometimes see one of the central midfielders advancing into attacking midfield role. You'll sometimes see the wingers play much higher up, very often alongside the striker. And the end goal is goals. That's all they're trying to do. They are very, very unpredictable. It opens up options for them in the final third. It really stretches opposition defences. They are a very hard to manage front 4 that comes at you, and it comes at you with pace as well. You will often see probably one of the fullbacks invert in the build-up, while the other one tends to tuck in. Opposition responses to this can be mixed, and sometimes that opens up a passing lane for the Bilbao centre-halves straight through to one of the wingers if they follow the runner as he comes inside. Now, you can attack the opposition fullback, and you can combine with the midfielder. And you can create 2v1 scenarios when this happens. Valverde's got this real prime off the ball sort of demand, and it is all about quick overloads. And like I said, it suits the personality of this Bilbao side, like that they sort of adopted as a bit of a philosophy and identity post Bielsa. But it suits them, and I think the fans really enjoy that sort of way of playing. They deploy a high line. Defenders will push up very, very high and as high as they can to help with the counter press into midfield. The more they do that, the more they can kind of squeeze the opposition in the ball and make it difficult and tight, and make sure the opposition have to have really good first touch before they do anything. And the centre-halves that they've got are renowned for being absolutely solid and very, very rigid. Vivian and Alvarez, very strong, physically imposing, and much of the way that Bilbao play with that 4-2-4 really, really encourages being dynamic, being fluid, and it relies on getting the best out of them being adaptable when they go forward, but having an absolute pair that are a rock at the back. And like I said, the attack does rely heavily on the adaptability and the movement, but it's all about the speed and the aggression and dribbling abilities of Nico and Nico Williams. They're fucking great to watch. They're tricky, old school throwback wingers that personally would love at Manchester United. They will look to beat a man. They will look to throw a cross into the box for the centre forward. It's old school and it's effective and it's exciting. And I think for United, there is a pathway to beating them in this tie. But the first leg, you're going to have to come through the ringer a little bit. And I think it'll hinge on the first leg massively. I think if you can keep it tight for the first leg or even nick something, even a draw in the first leg, getting them back to Old Trafford, it will be a different prospect. But they're going to be very hard work for us. Very, very, very hard work for us. This matchday special is brought to you by Hollywood Bets, and United are travelling to Bilbao with European ambitions hanging by a thread. Very, very important game, massive game, arguably the biggest game of the season. After a patchy run of form, mounting pressure at home, poor domestic results, this match against the Athletic Club is a must-perform moment for United. Now, here's the bet that we're going for this game. We're going for 1+ shot on target for Nico Williams, 1+ shot on target for Bruno Fernandes, over 8.5 match corners, both teams to score, and over 2.5 cards. And that has been boosted from 4.75 to 1 to 6 to 1. So a £10 bet on that could win you back £70. And if you'd like to get involved in that bet boost, all you got to do is click the link in the description. If you are new to Hollywood Bets, then you can create an account and take advantage of their excellent new customer offer, which is also linked in the description. Please remember that odds are subject to change. You must be over 18 to participate, and that football is unpredictable, and the bet is designed to enhance your viewing experience. There's certainly no guarantee of a win. For more information on responsible gaming, please check out begambleaware.org. Now, in terms of my United 11, the 11 that I went with, quite limited because of some of the injuries that I'm mounting up, and also I'm not sure on the fitness of the likes of the Ligt, which I can't imagine he'll throw him straight into a game of this kind of magnitude. Onana, Yoro, Maguire and Shaw, I think that'll be the back three. Mazraoui and Dorgu as the wing backs. Casemiro and Ugarte to make it quite a solid sort of back seven. Bruno, Mainu and Højlund. And I think you keep Garnacho in your top pocket and you throw him on with the last 30 to try and go and get something, possibly for Højlund. And the reason I've gone with that is I want United to try and keep the ball a little bit. And I think Bruno, Ugarte, Casemiro, Mainu could probably keep the ball. The problem that you've got is Mazraoui is not an outlet in terms of an attacking wing-back. He's a great asset, and I think he's a fantastic wide centre-half. He's not an offensive outlet, but there is no one else. The only other thing that I did write Garnacho down, and I thought maybe go with Garnacho over Mainu. Amorim probably will, looking at the way he selects his lineups. But do you know what would be a touch? If you really wanted to fucking give it them. If you really wanted to go and stick it on them, you go with Mainu and you go with Bruno and you go with Casemiro and you go with Ugarte and you go with a box midfield that doesn't really seemingly have a lot of in-behind threat, but it can keep the ball quite well, and it's got ability. And you throw caution to the wind a little bit, and you throw Garnacho, who can be effective on the right-hand side, as the right wing-back. And you say to Dorgu, and you say to Garnacho, and Højlund, we will defend with 7 if we have to. You 3 go make something happen, especially on the break. Because they push up with such a high line, let's fucking get in behind them and let's go and cook them. If you can do that, you could come away from this like nicking 1 or 2 goals. I don't think he's going to do that, and I don't think it's going to go to plan away from home. I think it's all going to be on what happens when we get back to Old Trafford. That's how I see the game going anyway. As always, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.